20s, then that might actually be why your brother was killed.
No, it makes sense.
It might be why you get killed. So I have to warn you that these societies are a lot more dangerous than they first appear. We could be dealing, considering that they've been up to the Zetas have had the property for how long? At least 20 years, right?
Maybe up to 50.
Right. They have had the property for years. They could be very well entrenched and have access to powers we could only guess at. So I have to warn you, before we go any further, Zach, this could be incredibly dangerous. Do you feel like you're up to this sort of challenge?
I face down Osborne. I think I'm up to it.
I fear this could be worse than Osborne.
He couldn't handle a fire.
Couldn't handle fire.
It's like I can start fires. I can't control them after they've been started.
That's why you run.
That's pretty much true of everybody. I say, lighting my cigarette.
It's like Edmund wouldn't know that Zechariah can do pyrokinesis anyway. He's never seen Zech do it.
I saw you do moving stuff around.
Yeah,
I've never actually seen pyrokinesis, although when Dante's around, there have been some very convenient electrical failures.
Yeah, it's like.
But those were all coincidence.
It's like you've never actually seen Zechariah do pyrokinesis, and unless you knew about psychokinetics, I don't think you'd be able to draw that connection.
I did ask you if you could make a distraction with Edmund, but I don't know how you did it.
That's true.
He pulled my pants down.
Remotely.
Remotely, yes.
So not so much carried as zap, or carry as zapped. There we go. So I think that's our plan. I think once Dante gets a hold of us, getting a caving operation in there and exploring the caves to satisfy Dante's, and then I can also call in to Mr. Gray and see if we can finally get the Vril extractor, because it's sad to say it, I really want to get this gun reloaded.
All right, then. So it sounds like we're basically just gonna hold on for Dante for a little bit. Dante, you have a wonderful time at the play with Sal. And the two of you have quite a bit of fun watching the play.
Good.
And on the way out, he's talking to you about it. It's like, well, I don't know about this character, this one. I'm not sure their actions were really justified, and he's basically just trying to talk you up about the plot and everything. But he's genuinely having a good time discussing it. Where are you heading anyway?
I don't know. Where's he heading?
He's heading back home.
Then I guess I'll escort him the whole way.
All right. You two will take the same cab all the way back, and at the end, of course, he'll go ahead and say, on the way, sorry, I'm trying to get my brain sorted out. While in the cab, he'll go ahead and say, so what exactly have you been doing out there in Willow Springs anyway? Just saying hello to your folks and all that?
Taking care of some old business that has sprung up since my return to the Tricoga area.
Right. I mean, I was being a little polite before when I said you didn't look the worse for wear, but you had this look in your eye, since you got back today. Is everything all right, man?
No. Sal, I feel like I'm on the verge of a breakdown, if I'm honest with you.
Sounds like the stuff is getting to you. Maybe you should just take a break from it all. Yeah, it's not that important, right?
No, these stuff, the things that we do, Sal, this is my break from it all. Everything else is the problem. It's like a rock rolling downhill. It's very, very much heavy and hard to stop. And once it starts rolling, it doesn't seem possible.
Well, I mean, you know what Zamek always says. The sun will always come out tomorrow. Things will get better. I'm sure about it.
I'm pretty sure that's not what he says. I'm pretty sure it's close, but it's not what he says.
Is it? I mean, I never honestly paid too much attention. Maybe
I
should.
think you've been seeing too much of that little girl.
Alright, maybe a little bit of that too, but, I still mean the same thing. Things will get better. I'm sure of it.
You know,
There's always a silver lining in the clouds. The sun will always come out. There's got to be a lot of phrases for that.
right, and I'm sure of the thousands of people that died of the Spanish flu, they all thought the same thing.
Yeah, actually, I got a couple for that here in this book. And he pulls like a book of like pithy phrases to make yourself feel better, volume 3.
I need reality to match the words in that book, and I don't think the words in that book will help.
At least you're not German. Flip. There's more water in the Mediterranean than over your head that's raining down. Is this a bad translation? Oh, look, and he'll just close the book. If you ever need me, I'm here for you, boss.
Yes.
I know, all this, can get to you, but, you're an excellent performer. You got, a whole career ahead of you. You shouldn't let anything weigh you down.
I know. This was all fun, Sal. I enjoyed the time we spent together. It reminds me a lot of the time we spent down in South America, looking at all of the other theaters and seeing the new acts and finding out what was good and what was bad. Younger days, right?
Right. Shame we won't ever quite go on a tour like that again, but I think I prefer being up here in the States anyway. And, well, as long as I get to keep doing it with you, I think we can keep doing this for a good long while. There's nothing that could ever stop this from happening.
God damn it. I was literally pausing, thinking, oh god, he's saying too many good things. Sal's gonna die. And you're like, nothing could stop us now. Oh, did I tell you my wife is having a baby?
I'm just 3 days from retirement.
Well, you can't retire now, Sal. That's the one that doesn't make sense in this context.
Oh, yeah, that...
You can't be 3 days, you didn't tell me.
But the two of you will eventually arrive at his apartment, and, he'll kind of, he'll open the door and kind of see, there's a note here. Has your name on it, Dante. Oh, that's weird. Why is it under my door?
I was worried you'd say, it smells like gas. No,
He'll go ahead and, hand it over to you, Dante, and it says that, Dante, has a callback to, Miss Claudia.
Let's read that and I'll sigh loudly.
I wonder, did Regina put that down here? I guess someone must have called you at your place, then.
I guess.
Oh, well, sounds like you have more business to do, boss.
Yes.
I'll get some sleep, and if we got anything we gotta do at theater tomorrow, you can just come knock on my door.
No, hold on.
Yeah, you'll share, the schedule with him and everything.
Meet me at, Threstin's Theater on Tuesday.
Tuesday? You got it, boss.
Yes, that's the first day of rehearsal. Then I think we have Wednesday, and then Friday. Then the week after that is when we have their actual show, our dual stage performance, over there.
Exciting. Well, I'm ready for it. Well, I hope.
Well, it's the...
You have a good night, boss.
It's the trials. We don't have to be ready for it. This will be the getting ready for it.
Yeah. The practice round.
Alright. You have a good night. I'll see you Tuesday or maybe sometime before. Who knows?
Yeah.
Look down at the note again. Probably not before Tuesday, though.
Oh, as you wish, boss. Have a good night. And where's Dante gonna go now? To make that call.
The slow motion turn back towards turn my back towards Sal's apartment. Sad look in Dante's eyes. The realization hits once more that he's being dragged away from the life that he actually enjoys, back to this life of sad misery that is hanging out with you people.
It's like, hey, it's like Zach didn't contribute to any of this. He's just sort of there.
As am I.
You're a loose cannon, Zach. Turn in your badge.
It's like, I've got my own tragedies that I'm dealing with.
Yeah. Someone else's brother died in that fire. How are you stopping that?
Oh, test. Cool, I'm back.
Didn't know you were gone.
I know it's been happening a couple times right now. But yeah. You can sort of dejectedly head to your apartment.
I'm not going to my apartment.
Oh well. I guess you're going to the great house safe then, right?
Oh God. I don't
Just
have
straight
any.
there, I guess.
After we put up the witch in my apartment, I've got nowhere to go.
Nothing's stopping you from going there except your own will. But yeah.
I'm not going back there. I hate that woman. I don't even remember why we want to keep her alive. Other than the fact that Dante refuses to kill anybody, I don't remember why we were keeping her
your
alive.
friends. 40 years. Kept them alive.
Okay, if I've lived a life where I thought all of my friends were dead for 40 years, and then I find out that they're not dead, but the person I blamed for ruining my childhood is the one keeping them alive, that's a lot to take in. I think it's a lot more to take in than even a month of dealing with can handle.
Yeah, I can just imagine all this going through Dante's head.
What's that? Adolf Hitler saved my thing of puppies? Man, there's a lot to deal with right now.
Man, how many psychologists are going to need right now? I think James might need one too, just for everything being real.
It's like Zechariah is studying psychology and he doesn't know how to cure half of the fucked up things that have happened to this party.
All right then. So Dante, what was your plan exactly? Just head straight there, I guess.
I guess I'd probably slow walk to my theater and then just like look at it and then slow walk past it on the way to Claudia's.
All right.
Like I want to go home and I can't go home and I go to the theater for a second and realize that's not my home now.
Your home is the looming mansion of the wealth and fabulous who get to avoid the consequences.
Yes, I'm cast in the shadow of the inevitable.
And thus you arrive. Everyone is at least in good spirits at the moment, just sort of shuffling over the papers, beginning to organize it all and figure out what actually is here or is not. When Dante shows up.
Oh my god.
To thunderous applause, apparently.
Quick, insert the laugh
Dante,
track.
you walk in, nobody even notices you. They're so busy.
He's the invisible man.
Yeah. Sit down in a chair, tip my hat down over my
hi,
head,
Dante.
fall asleep.
Wait, who's that?
Laugh track plays out of sync.
It's like, are we waiting on
Yeah, I think Rafferty's mic isn't working here or something. Go ahead and just continue amongst yourselves then.
Okie dokie. Yeah, Dante, your childhood friend, she's got a bit of a crazy streak going for her.
Which one?
Wanda.
Yeah, Wanda's just sitting there waving. Hey.
It's like I'll let her tell you what she's been up to.
Always the last one in line. Always the last one to get somewhere. Welcome to the party. She seems like she's actually in better spirits now.
What would Roy think now?
Well, I think I'd probably have to drag him along to some of this. Though I'm probably going to need to head back to Willow Springs from what they're saying.
Yes, your brother would not be very happy to find out that you were alone in the big city.
Well, I was hardly alone. I had Edmund here.
Yep, Edmund's here.
Do you think your brother would be happier to hear that this?
He's always a stick in the mud about everything anyway. Always has been and still is.
Would Edmund be happy to know what happened the last time your brother thought something happened to you?
No, I'm very interested to hear about this.
That's different. It was different then.
Is it? Perhaps Edmund would like to be threatened with a shotgun. Perhaps Edmund would love to get the shit beaten out of him. Maybe Edmund needs to think before he takes a young girl out.
Yeah. Claudia, welcome back. Dante has arrived.
Yeah, sorry about that.
It's like,
That's
don't
okay.
look
I
at
kind
me.
of
It's like-
missed
it's
that you were
like-
away.
It's like I thought Edmund was a responsible adult. Apparently not.
Edmund was the one that got paperwork that we needed. Edmund rips his neck.
Yeah, and I
we shared the girl.
yeah, I remember what Ed did when he was all gung ho and murdery at the.
Edmund helped give Mr. What's his name again?
Gray.
Gray. That's what Edmund did. Where were you?
Yeah, like whatever they did with the Mr. Gray person. I don't know what that is, but
I mean, I think when Edmund starts getting uppity, Dante is just gonna cross his arms, lean back in the chair, and just give this best I don't give a shit what you're talking about.
That's what I thought.
but
I
we
go
can
back to doing my research.
but we can actually we can get back at them
Um,
though, Oliver. I got back at them. We can do stuff. We got all this. And she says, pointing like all the books and the maps laid out on the table. One of them, in fact, of Willow Springs.
It's like I suppose things did work out to our advantage in the end.
Wanda, a life lived for revenge is not a life worth living.
I feel like that was directed towards me as well.
I don't want to spend forever on this, but I don't. They deserve to pay for what they've done.
You've been
All those
given
years down there.
you've been given a second chance at life, Wanda. Do not squander it. It's not worth it. They are not worth it. To ruin your life for this, you'll spend the same amount of time wishing that you hadn't.
Damn it, Oliver! I want things to go back to normal, and I can't if they're still directly underneath our town. What do you want me to do? Should I just run away? Just go to another continent or something? Is that what you want me to do?
and let this happen again and again and again.
Sorry, just remind me real quick. What is Albert's daughter's name?
Claudia.
Claudia. Right, that's the thing that's always confusing me.
The confusing one, yes. Welcome back, Claudia.
Yeah, so basically, I would just explain to Dante that the plan is to get a proper. I mean, we've got maps, so we're more than happy to explore your weird caves.
It's a long, drawn-out sigh. Claudia, I'm having real second thoughts about all of this.
Okay. I'm glad we could come to this consensus. I also think it's a bad idea.
I mean all of this. This is... I don't know, you kids, what do they call it, a real drag?
No.
No? Okay. I wish I could go back and get my old life back.
Time only goes into the future. There's lots of people who wish we could live in a world without the Spanish flu or the Great War or the Bolshevik insurrections.
Wait, we did another war?
That's okay. We're done with wars now.
Oh, well, that's good. I'm glad
Yes.
everyone could agree on that.
It was the war to end all wars.
Well, that
But at
doesn't
what
sound like
cost?
there could be another one after that.
Probably not. Here's hoping. But no, it's what we do. Well, sorry, it's what I do. It's why I always ask, I can understand that if you're feeling old and worn out and tired, but Dante, the world needs heroes. The world needs you.
And that's what we're here for.
Yes.
Never really asked to be a hero, but I've got dragged into this one way or another.
Look at me. I was a nobody reporter. Look what I'm into now.
Well, you have great amounts of power, which should be used in a way that is in line with the command and authority that comes with having a lot of power.
Wait, what kind of power?
Well, we
I mean, do
fly.
you guys have guns?
Yeah,
well,
well,
gun.
pull out our guns. Yeah, see.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And she just kind of like seems very.
I mean, that's not that weird. That wasn't weird in 1880, so it's not weird today.
Yeah, I know. She's just kind of rolling her eyes is all.
It's like, does Zek need to do another little parlor trick to satisfy Wanda here?
No, it's a new world where people are employing new sciences in ways that some, like the electricity and indoor plumbing, have been a great boon to society. But others, such as animal magnetism and social Darwinism, are being used for evil. And it's a brave new world, and we have to be ready to rise to the challenge.
It's like Zek is just going to be like, if any of you have a scientific explanation for what I can do, I would be glad to hear it, because I sure as hell don't know how I do it.
It's animal magnetism, I say flatly.
Animal magnetism. Yeah, that allows me to move objects with my mind.
Yes.
And I go, beg your pardon.
It's like, how else do you think I moved that wine glass?
Yeah.
What wine glass?
String, right?
Remember the other night during the
I had my head turned at the time.
Yeah. I mean, consider all the revelations that have come in our lifetime. I mean, in just this generation, we've seen the power of invisible fire harnessed to light the very lights in this house, to broadcast messages in the invisible either, to be received in devices all over our homes, the radio, the motion picture, the telegraph, all of these flight, for crying out loud. We found out that humans can travel faster than 50 miles an hour without dying.
Whoa, faster than him? Wanda points over to Zechariah.
Well,
he can fly.
That's also the weird part when you think, like, wait a minute, can't they fly? Well, he flies slower than 50 miles an hour, but somehow stays
all those land-bound mammals.
Don't think about that.
Well, I mean, that's why I said artificial flight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't think too hard about how he flies less than 50 miles an hour. But yeah. So yeah, it's just another era of science. You're just thinking, this is just what some people call paranormal. Well, they might later call paranormal phenomena. It's just undiscovered science. We're looking at a new era of, bigger, stronger, and smarter men and women.
Thank you.
Well, I'm one too, but I'm endemic to the 1920s when they started replacing the third person singular they with he and she. So go back to Virginia Woolf for this. Anyway, so yeah, no, it's just undiscovered. But there are numerous people who can exhibiting this sort of thing. Osborne is doing it. Sikovic is doing it. It's an era where these are the new people who will rise up with undiscovered science. And we can either be pawns to it, or we can fight against the dying of the light.
Yeah.
Zuck's gonna sort of fold his arms. He's sort of furrowing his brow. It's like, never really saw myself as a revolutionary.
I think I decided then. I'll stay here.
I mean, I knew some revolutionaries, but it's not. Never really took part in either.
Claudia, you'll allow me to stay here at your manor, right?
No. I say it and sip my tea.
But
it's not safe for you here. In fact, the only reason why I have
it's not. You just had this whole speech about how he had to stand up against this.
Oh yeah, but it's not safe for you here. If you notice, most of the mansion has been
It's not safe
rebuilt.
for me back in Willow Springs either.
Oh, that's also true.
We have to do something about this.
Zuck is kind of. It's like, well, I can't.
You're right. I feel inspired by your words, Miss Greathouse.
Have you considered traveling abroad or joining a convent?
What?
What about Edmund? Could he? It's like, is he looking? Is he willing to look after Wanda?
Yes.
How could I possibly do that at a time like this?
The important thing is to shatter the power of the Zetas and to bury Willow Springs forever. I believe that with a bunch of powerful explosives, we could go ahead and destroy this entire cave complex.
That sounds like a pretty solid plan right there.
Sounds a bit excessive, but
well, yes, but so is otherworldly entities that imprison people for decades at a time.
I don't have a response to that.
Zach doesn't really have a response to that either.
Should we get more gasoline?
No, gasoline's a terrible explosive. You have to have just the right mixture of air and gasoline in a certain pressurized container to make it explode. No.
Right. Edmund, you saw this literally in practice just a little bit earlier, too.
No.
We need
trinitro
nitroglycerin.
No, I was trying to figure out, TNT is much better explosive for this.
TNT is also very unstable.
No, actually, TNT is very stable.
The point of TNT is that it is a stable way of transporting nitroglycerin as an explosive. Nitroglycerin is incredibly unstable, and moving it around makes it explode.
We're in the era of 1920. Dynamite they've perfected the recipe so it's no longer sweaty.
Fair enough.
It's still dangerous, but way less so. But but this is also the era where people are
explosives to the experts.
Yeah, but this is also the era where safecrackers just wander around with bottles of nitroglycerin. It's hilarious. Literally safecracking by hitting safes with sledgehammers and busting nitroglycerin to bust the locks. They're literally doing that in this time period.
Yeah.
Watch out. If you meet somebody carrying a big sledgehammer and he's also deaf, don't body punch him.
Good thing I use guns.
Shooting him might also not be a good idea. But
launching a desk at him probably isn't a great idea either.
Well, speaking of federal agents, getting a large quantity of explosives would be a difficult undertaking. I'm really at the era where I'm thinking, like, if this is a secret lab and the Zetas have been harvesting the monsters, then they're not going to sell this property to us. This has really reached the point where we need to take some direct action. Hey guys, I'll be right back.
Okay.
Right.
Is she going to get the stuff we need, or?
Okay, I'm back.
Hey, welcome back.
So yeah, I wasn't sure how much further we were going to be going, but it sounds like do all of us agree that we should explore the caving complex and possibly collapse the whole thing with dynamite?
Sure.
If it can be
I'm looking
done
at Dante when I say
safely.
that.
I feel like Dante's checked out mentally to all of this.
I'm just having a crisis of conscience, that's all. The fact that y'all are ruining Wanda in every moment I spend around you is just not adding well to it.
I'll be right back, guys.
The cat is sick, I think is the part.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Dante is just in his corner having a crisis.
Well, I mean, I'll admit, I was considering for a good 5 to 10 minutes casting mass forgetfulness on all of you, so...
Oh boy.
Well, there was a whole conversation there with Wanda I thought was going a little bit too far, and it's like, on one hand, do you let Wanda decide for the world herself? On the other hand, Wanda wouldn't have been introduced to this element if not for me, so I might have ruined her. So maybe I can rewind the clock and get her out of here.
Well, the important thing is that no one else suffers the way Wanda did.
No, that's a different suffering. Like I said, I don't think Wanda's being exposed to a good element by being around all of us.
Oh, I completely agree. We should send her somewhere else as soon as possible. Possibly
Well, you
to
said there
finishing
was
school.
new sciences, and I know about, and I can do some of those, I think, and I shouldn't just do nothing if I have them. You said we had to do something, and
Excellent.
she's starting to stammer more and more.
Excellent. Since it's the future, we'll send you to college right away, preferably abroad. You sound like you should be in France.
Yeah, probably shouldn't be a Tricoga.
But this is my home.
No, it's not. Your home was here 40 years ago. Everything's different now.
To that, it looks like you've straight up punched her in the gut.
I'm sorry.
He's completely silent and looks down at the table.
I apologize. My single-minded determination made me speak out of turn. It's late and my side hurts as I've been stabbed by a cultist. I think it's best that we retire and discuss this in the morning. Wanda, the future is open, is unwritten for you.
Yeah, it is. And I think, unless anyone has anything else they want to cover, we could go ahead and call this an endpoint for the session.
I'll offer her room and board if Wanda doesn't want to give her.
Well, I've got money, and I should clarify that the GM is supposed to tell us when like a new chapter closes and a new chapter starts, like when a new episode starts.
Oh, yeah. As far as episode, I'm going to say this is definitely already the end of the episode. As soon as you hit out the caves, that was it.
Okay.
So, you
so
can go
that
ahead
will
and refresh
recharge
those.
episodic gifts. Okay.
Yes. So we've gone out of the caves. We're starting a new plan. We're ready to do another adventure into it. We're all good.
All right then.
So like I said, anything else anyone wants to say before we go ahead and do some mottos?
Nope.
All right. Last call? Okay. So, let's go ahead and hear some mottos. Dante.
I always have a plan.
Indeed. Claudia.
Justice tempered by mercy.
Excellent. James.
There's got to be a logical explanation.
Edmund.
No matter how much you try to hide your dirty secret, I'll find it out, and I hope you got a good smile for the paper.
Yes, indeed. And Zechariah.
I won't let the people I care about get hurt. Never again.
Excellent. All right. Everyone, go ahead and take an experience point for being here today, and another experience point for when we do the debrief. So that's 2 total. Has anyone accomplished an immediate goal right now?
Not yet.
Well, yeah. Grady didn't get back to us. Is this a Vril extraction device?
if you call him back for during the night, he will say, "Good news! I managed to find out that most of the stuff in here is superfluous, and I could replace the entire oven with this simple electrical heating element. It now weighs only 3 pounds instead of 50."
I mean,
I just had like a Futurama moment there, like.
well, remember, this society has been there for 50 years before electricity. So it could just be that they've been using this device ritualistically all this time period. It's like, hey guys, instead of like putting a bunch of candles and lighting a boiler, you could just plug it into the wall, you know?
Can you imagine wiring all the way down there too? What a nightmare.
Right. So yeah, I can easily imagine saying, oh yeah, we could replace all of this with like, you know, electricity.
But I think this is definitely a purifier here. If we could just get some of the raw stuff in here, I could just bottle it straight up again. I'll have to go down to Macy's and get some more perfume bottles.
So, is it complete or do we have to wait on that?
Oh, it's all here. I mean, all I could do probably is break it, but
Well, that was a party goal. So, do we get a reward for that?
Absolutely. What probably is fitting here? I'm gonna probably say local knowledge underground.
Well, local knowledge of under Willow Springs, which
Yes.
might not be something we immediately want to sell back.
Party goal. I don't think I put that.
Well,
That's fine. You can take the goal. You can take the reward here. You definitely had it.
Yeah, we're not big meanies heads about that.
Yeah.
I was just confused. That's all.
That's okay. So we can still go ahead and cross out the list. Everyone now has a new local.
Well, no. So, in other words, while we have this, you have a new gift. It's local knowledge of the Willow Springs Underground. You now get a bonus D12 on any rolls made to navigate or know things about what's underneath Willow Springs Park.
In fact, you have an entire map to learn that off of, so congratulations.
Now, you could sell this back for 5 experience points, but we might need this in the near future, so think carefully.
Indeed. Anything else anyone has accomplished? Maybe, maybe not.
Well, while you guys weren't paying attention, I did stop Osborne. Does that count?
No.
Yeah, we still have the party goals of stop Osborne and the party goals of finally deal with the stupid entity that's underneath Willow Springs.
Okay, how about when I went off on my own side quest and I found the guy who killed Zachary's brother? Does that count?
If only. He'll have to go find him and then kill him again now that he's a zombie.
Oh man, you guys didn't hear me when I was talking? Oh.
I know, it just cut out for a second. Oh man, we won't be in the recording. Well, it does sound like nothing about that right now. We're still in like the thick of like continuing to plot here, which is good. So let's go ahead and hear it then. Debrief. What'd you guys like? What didn't you like? How'd this all go for you today?
Well, the fire was unexpected, entertaining.
Yeah. I was having a severe moral dilemma there.
Man, it's so weird that this Wanda character keeps having premonitions about things and then acting on them without really talking about anyone about it.
I miss my marshmallows.
Yeah, the mass mayhem makes me a little nervous. I'd like to try and keep this like under some sort of control.
Yeah, Edmund. I'm worried about Edmund. He seems to be the wild card of the group.
Oh no, Edmund is definitely the wild card of the group. Like, this guy, he is known for derailing sessions with his wild actions.
Well, I mean, I can understand wanting to have some latitude. It is a fantasy game, and people do play games to have fun. But if the mayhem gets too far out of control, like if it turns to Grand Theft Auto, it's going to derail a lot of the seriousness of the campaign.
Oh no, I'm not that sort of derailer. I just figured he had some sort of reason for doing it. I mean, she's on a note.
Well,
I was
we don't actually really know about that happening, but yeah, it's just like
Edmund,
we're not murder hobos. This isn't the kind of that kind of campaign. So that's the only thing I'm a
Right.
little worried about.
and I understand that, and that's why I had Zach have a.
Yeah, from my perspective on the GM, I goaded you all into doing it, which was more or less for my amusement.
Right. Okay.
And I just took it. Obviously, he was giving me a little piece. Like, okay, fine. Let's see what happens.
Okay. I'm trying to figure out the best way to phrase this. It's like we're supposed to be getting along together as a party. If you do commit some sort if things get very much out of control and it gets into grand mayhem category of a lot of people get hurt when it could have been avoided, my character is not that kind of character who would have truck with that. So
and that's exactly why Zach was going to try and call Claudia to be the voice of reason.
Right. So I know a lot of people look at gaming as it's supposed to be like a fun farce where we do all kinds of wacky stuff. So I'm just saying, that's not usually the kind of games I usually play.
Right. The important thing, I think, as a player side of it, is always to keep in perspective that you're probably dealing with people who will react as real people. When the crimes happen, they'll call cops. Even if they're the bad guys, they'll say that they're completely innocent and call the cops.
One thing I've been really enjoying about the game is how it has a feeling of reality to it, that we can interact with NPCs, and that being discreet works in our favor.
Absolutely.
So those are things I've been enjoying.
It's like, what? I'm totally not tailing 2 federal agents.
The only reason why I went with this whole fire thing was because the DM said, "Here's a note." I thought, okay, something's going on. He's giving us crumbs. Let's go with it.
Right. Wanda had a plan. Wanda was incredibly rash about this.
And I was just teasing you about the whole derailing thing.
You did entirely trust someone who just had a psychotic episode beside you earlier.
Well, you got to remember, we had the premonition from the other guy before, and they're connected, so I'm thinking maybe they're all on the same.
It's like Zach would like to ask if Wanda has any more premonitions that he's informed of them ahead of time.
Right, having a conversation about what Wanda is capable of, or thinks she's capable of, or why she thinks she's capable of it is definitely a conversation to have.
Well, in my defense, I didn't feel like we had enough time to say, "Hey, go read a book." Let me talk. It had a sense of urgency.
It did have a sense of urgency that we didn't exactly have a lot of time to pussyfoot around.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is the entire point of putting pressure on you guys, to force you to make some kind of decision.
Like I said, I just went with the breadcrumb. That's all I did. I'm not trying to make this go crazy, make this go mayhem. I was given a breadcrumb. If I was given a breadcrumb, things would have played different.
No, it's like I said, that was sort of teasing you to a degree as well, because you are the wild card here, doing unexpected stuff.
But yeah, this was an awesome session.
No, I am having a lot of fun with this. I look forward to it every week.
Same here.
Yay! I'm happy to hear.
Yeah.
I swear we'll give James Green a chance to find someone who's actually lying.
Sorry, Zach
but
can actually do things.
But he is gathering just so much stuff that at the end of this, he's probably definitely going to be a very serious paranormal investigator at the end of this. Oh yeah, I should remember when the other one is coming to go collect those monster bits off of you.
What?
Oh, you remember the letter, don't you?
Oh yeah, I was.
He's coming soon. Gee, I wonder where those monster bits are.
They were in that car. Remember, the cat took it.
Whoops. The car and Zombek have been missing for some time.
Has there been any word on what Zamek's players situation is? Just curious.
I've been keeping track of it. It's some terrible Wi-Fi, and with the way things are right now, it might be a bit before they can actually get like a crew out and actually like dig up some new line and give him like his own internet.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Right. So it's not nice, but I mean, just the way things have to happen. Hopefully they'll come back, and when they do, I have like bombs to drop on them, and that'll be fun.
Yay.
But at least maybe finding the car might be possible. All right. Any closing words anyone wants to have?
We gotta go back to Cabot's store at some point.
It's like 3 fire-based instances in Zek's life is quite enough.
Yeah. I need to go buy some more marshmallows.
Yeah. Only thing with Cabot Tour is that it's a whole week trip to go out there for all of you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And there are ostensibly someone else working on it, I think. Oh, no, that's right. The Investigative Society said that they'll go ahead and look into it. But maybe you'll find more of those things in the future. All right. So, this has all been fun, everybody. Thank you all for coming. Don't forget your 2 experience. And I'm glad everyone had fun today.